The final rays of sun bled through the dense canopy, painting long shadows across the forest floor. Elias checked his watch. 6:17 p.m. Panic tightened its icy grip around his chest. He was hopelessly lost, his phone dead, and the last vestiges of daylight were fading fast. He'd been so confident, so sure of his abilities, when he'd ventured off the marked trail. Now, the forest felt less like a haven and more like a suffocating cage. A twig snapped nearby, startling him. He whipped around, heart hammering, but saw nothing. Just the deepening gloom and the whispering wind through the leaves. He tried to convince himself it was an animal, a deer, a fox. But the unsettling feeling persisted, a prickling at the back of his neck, a sense of being watched. He pulled his jacket tighter, the cold seeping into his bones. The forest seemed to hold its breath. Then, a low growl, guttural and deep, echoed through the trees. It wasn't the sound of any animal Elias recognized. Fear, raw and primal, clawed at him. He scrambled up a nearby boulder, his breath catching in his throat. The darkness was almost complete now, the stars beginning to prick the inky sky. He scanned the woods, his eyes straining to pierce the blackness. Another growl, closer this time. He saw a pair of eyes, glowing faintly in the gloom, reflecting the scant starlight. They were large, intelligent eyes, not animalistic. They watched him, unwavering. The air crackled with an unspoken tension. He felt a surge of adrenaline, a desperate need to escape. But where could he go? The forest was a labyrinth, its paths obscured by darkness. As the clock ticked down to 7:00 p.m., another pair of eyes appeared, then another. They surrounded him, silent, watchful, their presence a palpable weight in the air. He was trapped, surrounded by something unseen, something beyond his comprehension. The growls intensified, coalescing into a low, menacing hum. Elias closed his eyes, accepting his fate, the countdown of the clock mirroring the countdown of his life. Then, silence. A heavy silence, broken only by the rustling of leaves. He cautiously opened his eyes. The eyes were gone. He was alone, yet the feeling of being watched persisted, stronger than ever. He spent the rest of the night huddled on the boulder, never daring to leave, the chilling knowledge settling upon him that he had been observed, judged, and ultimately spared by something far older, far stranger, and far more powerful than he could ever imagine.